Well, welcome, Leanna.
Thank
to
you.
our podcast on artificial intelligence. And I'm really excited about our topic today because we're going to talk about NotebookLM.
Okay, great.
It is probably one of my favorite artificial intelligence tools right now, just because of how I think useful it is to educators.
Okay, great. So this is something that's going to make my life easier as a teacher.
Yes, we're going to move pretty quick.
Okay.
Because we know people don't have a lot of time. So we're just going to jump right in and maybe we'll skip some things, but there will be other videos later.
Okay.
Right? All right, so on the screen here, you can see the new NotebookLM start screen. They've made it very professional.
Ooh, it's pretty.
Yes, made it very nice. You get to get a really nice overview. But like I said, we're going to just jump right in.
Okay.
And I'm going to just skip to a tab, and we're just going to go right into a notebook that we've already started.
Okay, great.
So what I did was I uploaded two documents. You can upload up to 50.
Okay.
And they can be in all sorts of different sources. So you can upload PDFs. You can upload MP3s, so audio files like this podcast. You can upload Google Docs. You can upload websites, YouTube videos specifically.
Interesting.
Okay, and copied text.
Okay.
So you have to be creative sometimes. Let's say there's a document that's on a web page that's maybe protected and you can't get to it when you put the website in.
Yeah.
So you could go print a PDF, make a PDF out of it, and put that in.
Or even cut and paste it probably from the screen.
Or cut and paste, yes.
Okay.
So you have to be a little creative sometimes. Yeah. But what happens is when you choose these documents, so what I chose is maybe something near and dear to your heart, is the old grade 9 curriculum and the new destreamed curriculum.
Great.
And we're just going to use this as maybe a discussion on how NotebookLM would help us understand any material we put in it.
All right, so we could look and just quickly see the differences between the two.
Because when the new curriculum came out, that's exactly what we were asking. Okay, what is going on? What's new?
Yeah.
And we would want a nice quick hitter so that we can go, we kind of know where things are going.
All right, so any teacher who is looking to do this with their new curriculum, who isn't an English teacher, can upload their specific documents and go through the same kind of thing.
And the beauty is you can use Gemini or Chat or even Google or Bing or anything and search those documents.
Okay.
Find the PDF files, and they're all there on the ministry websites, and then you can upload them.
Okay.
Now the thing is the first term I'm going to throw out here at you as I maximize my screen is this is a walled garden.
Okay.
So the reason I love NotebookLM is it stands for language model. So it allows you to put your information in that you choose. So your information you're going to get out of this is only as good as what you put in.
Okay, so it can't go out and pull from any old source. No. You've picked the ones that you trust and you want in here.
Right. It uses logic to process it, but it's not going to bring in new concepts.
Okay, so it's not going to find an opinion from freakinhisbasement.com on
Exactly.
Me. Okay.
Yes. And that's really going to help us with one of our biggest things is bias in AI. Yeah. Because it's just going to be using this material, so we're hoping that it's a quality material, and we know our curriculum is pretty good.
Okay, so what can it do right off the hop for me?
Okay, so I have the information here. I renamed those documents so they're a little easier to understand and reference.
Okay, and if I only wanted to use one of those, I would just click that box?
Yes,
okay.
So if I only want to look at the new destreamed, I just check that one.
Okay.
If I want both, I can check both or all sources.
So that's how I could upload all the curriculum I needed, the 50.
Up to 50.
Up to 50, and then just click the ones I want at any given time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if for some reason you got a giant project, you could merge PDFs and upload them together.
Yeah, okay.
But you lose the ability to parse the information.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing here that I want to mention is when we started today, I was looking at the old docs, the way they named them, and I didn't really know which one was which, or I wasn't sure. So when you click on it, it's going to give you an automatic summary with key topics, and then it shows you the actual document.
Okay.
So if it looks ugly and nasty, that's okay.
Okay.
Notebook knows what it is.
All right.
It's just so we know what topic or which source we put in there.
Oh, so I could get any large document and put it in here, and it will summarize it for me so that I'm not...
Anything. Books. If you have a book on PDF, you can put that on here, and then we'll look at some magic that we can
Interesting.
do with
Okay.
Notebook. So what we're looking at now are some notes that we already created.
All right.
So now if I click down here, this is my chat box.
Okay.
At the bottom where I can ask questions about the material that's checked off.
Okay.
The other thing I have is a notebook guide. So this is the real power because this is designed to process large amounts of information very quickly. So I'm going to click on Notebook. Now I can get an FAQ on this material, so frequently asked questions, a study guide, a table of content, a timeline, which is very interesting. So if there's like a lot of information, it can show you when it came out, if there were dates in it, or a brief. And that is right here. So I click on the briefing document, and this is probably one of the more popular ones.
Okay.
Because this is going to give me a summary of the entire information.
Okay.
And there it is there.
I think that could be very useful.
Here's a key thing. I just clicked on briefing document. Whenever you click on notebook, it automatically puts this information into your notes. So I'm just going to minimize this. Now those are here.
Okay.
And the nice thing is when I click on them, it tells me what documents were used and what it did to process this information, and it's saved. So I can scroll through it. Everything is sourced. Okay, so we can find out where it got that information. You can also use this to validate its synopsis to go, okay, were those important?
All right.
Was that relevant? Because you always have to vet the information, right? But
well, even at the bottom it says NotebookLM may still sometimes give inaccurate responses.
Yes.
So you may want to confirm.
And what do we call those?
We call them hallucinations.
Hallucinations. You got to have a sense of humor with artificial intelligence. All right, so just to briefly go over what we've done. We started in NotebookLM. We can use our Google account to get in. We chose some documents working in the many forms that it'll accept, and we put them into our notebook.
Okay.
And then we learned that Notebook will quickly process it using these easy-to-use buttons.
Great.
Here. Now, this other thing it will do is, not everybody loves to read.
Yeah.
I know you find that hard to believe.
I know.
But one of the hottest features in NotebookLM is this audio overview. It's taking educators by storm.
Okay.
Because when I press this magical little button here, now mine says load because I've done it already before. It's already been created, so it'll be a little quicker.
Yeah.
But what it's going to do is create a podcast, not as good as this one, but it will create a podcast that is disturbingly realistic. Between a man and a woman talking to each other about the material, and they are taking what they call a deep dive.
Oh, amazing. And
it gives you goosebumps sometimes when you listen to it because it's so fluid. So you want to hear a couple seconds?
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Okay, so it's done it in 10 minutes.
Okay.
And there is an option now that you can customize it. This is brand new.
Okay.
Where you can kind of ask it to pinpoint certain topics, or don't talk about this, or focus on this. So this is just the general one. So here we go.
I guess you could say, into Ontario's English curriculum. We're going to be looking at the 2007 curriculum document and the 2023 grade 9 English curriculum document. And we're going to be comparing the two and seeing what's changed and what's stayed the same.
It's going to be interesting to see what's changed over the years in terms of, what Ontario thinks makes a successful English student.
Yeah, like we're peeking into the mind of the Ministry of Education here.
Exactly.
So we're starting with the 2023 document.
Okay, so
that is uncanny,
isn't it? We did
it?
not set it up to do that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the purpose of putting the two there, but it's just so intuitive.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I do want to do our own question.
Okay, so let's try.
So that's the auditory version.
All right, what the differences are between the old and the new curriculum.
Okay, so I'm gonna be what are the differences?
Okay, and then we'll refine that
see
prompt.
Now you can have, your prompt can be asking for the world, very, very specific. And then you have to back it off if you're not getting what you want. Or you can be very, very general, but it's a big wide net.
And then you can kind of hone that as you see what it gives us.
Exactly.
All right.
And we'll have more information on prompt design.
And this is called prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering, yes. Okay, so here we go. Some key differences in the highlighted sources. Okay, well that makes sense.
Okay, that might be interesting to talk to someone at the dinner table. So how can we refine that then for it to give me differences in the media strands or the media?
Okay, so this is another key point. When you're dealing with Notebook or any AI, it's like we're having a conversation. You're going to ask me specifically what you want. So you're going to say that just like you did to me, and we're going to put it right in. I'm going to type it out like you're saying it to me. And then we'll let it go. So,
all right.
So give me an exact question of what you're looking for.
Okay, what are the differences in the new destreamed curriculum in the media strand?
The new curriculum in the media strand?
Yes, compared to the old English curriculum,
Okay.
2017.
Curriculum. And 2017. So it's there. Okay, now that's a very good prompt. Obviously, you've been practicing, and I typed out most of it correctly, which doesn't even matter sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get go.
And let's see what it
And
gives
it is
us.
actually processing. You can
Yeah.
see those 3 dots. It is thinking. And every time, if you ask the same question again, you won't necessarily get the same answer.
Yes, I've noticed that as I've played around with
The
AI.
content is the same, but not necessarily the answer.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Oh, okay. Now that's much more helpful because you actually get to see the specific and overall expectations between the two, so that I can, if I'm planning, take a look and make sure that my lessons were covering all of the new
So
curriculum.
maybe I can ask that question next. I will draw your attention to this. I know you're English, but we have all these wonderful little numbers
I
here.
know they're all citations, aren't
Yes.
they?
So if I click on that, it tells me exactly where, and it highlighted in the document where it is.
You know we love citations.
We love citation because it gives credit where credit is due, but it also gives validity to what the answer
Right.
is because
Yeah.
we know where it came
Yeah.
from. And we can also assess, was that a correct? So this is our assistant. It's our aid. It's helping us. It's not the expert. We're the expert. And
Okay.
that's where
Yep.
teachers are always going to be the lead, and the AI is going to follow. So I could just say, could you highlight the nuances? Let's just see.
Let's see what happens with nuance.
Okay. All right. So let's see what we got. Now, I will mention this while we're waiting for this to process. Everything that we're doing right now are our questions, and they're in the chat.
Okay.
If I were to close this website, come back to Notebook, they're all going to be gone.
Oh, so
So
we have to save to note,
Yes,
do we?
save to note. So if I like this information,
Okay.
okay, and you can always delete it later, but I can go here and go save to note, and now it'll show up in my notes list.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think of that?
Well,
Okay.
it's not bad. I'm always a bit worried about the nuances with AI.
Okay, maybe even the term
Yeah.
nuance was
Yeah.
was poor. So again, it's all
Yeah.
about the prompt.
But I like that. It talks about interweaving media with diverse voices and experiences.
And
Yeah.
again, I may use this word, and we look at it, we go, okay, not so much.
Yeah, maybe not the best word.
And then we're going to use another word, and we'll do it again. And that it's a process. It's a conversational tool that's going to get you to the end much quicker than if
Okay.
you were just looking at the 2 documents, hitting Control Find to try
Okay.
to find certain
Yeah.
sections. Right? I think we've covered a lot here.
Good.
And we hope that you enjoyed this. This not a deep dive, but a quick dive.
Yeah.
Dip into the pool.
Can we just go back as we end to remind people in the afternoon where they would get a place where they could generate a podcast? Because I think this is going to be the most fun.
Oh, right, where you can get
Right.
the podcast. So you're talking about this one here.
Yep.
So I can go to Notebook Guide.
Okay.
And this will work on your phone too.
Okay.
It usually is right dead center of your phone. But if I click on Notebook Guide in the top right here, that's where my podcast is going.
Oh, okay. So,
Okay, and I can play it again. And just to show you, I listened to that. Let's say you added more information, you updated it, you put in some of your own information. I could hit these 3 dots here. I could download it.
okay.
I don't know why you changed the playback speed.
Oh, I know, because sometimes you like to listen to it faster.
Fast, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Podcasts
I
go
guess
too slow
I'm
for me.
showing off that I just can't handle that.
Yeah.
You can download it. You can delete it,
Okay,
which
and
we're
then-
going to do here.
Regenerate.
And then this is where that customize shows up.
Okay.
So this is where I can say, focus on this, or don't focus on this.
Okay.
And maybe, or make it this length. You can actually put in how you want the podcast done, and then hit generate again. And it's not quick. It takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But then you'll be ready to go for another
Okay.
deep dive.
All right. And then when we do our next PD that focuses more on students, I've already got some ideas to share when we do a podcast for that PD later on.
All right.
Because I can
fantastic.
see that being really useful.
Endless.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.
All right. I hope
Thank
you
you,
enjoyed it.
everyone. Bye-bye.